getting it done. Woo!
5 years ago, I was told I was a little too old. And I was told that maybe my time was done. And I tell you this for every single person standing out there that's ever doubted anything you've ever done. Bet on yourself, because 5 years later, I'm holding this trophy up and I'm 40 years old.
Since we're talking wardrobes, how about your selection for today, Cooper? Can you step to the mic and let us know how that adds to the special moment that is today?
I'm standing here in this city that knows nothing but championships. We're out here celebrating this championship. Kobe's a part of this. He belongs here. And I'll tell you what, he set the standard. All I know, get back to work, let's run it back.
The doping scandal surrounding 15-year-old Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva has rocked the Beijing Olympics, and agency officials and veterans of the sport were grappling Wednesday with revelations from the New York Times that the skater had not one but 3 drugs that could be used to treat heart conditions in the sample she provided last December, drugs that could have given her an edge in competition. While 2 of the drugs are legal, all 3 taken together should raise suspicions, says Travis Tygart, head of the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency.
So all 3 of these, are used in order to enhance performance, to eliminate hypoxia, shortness of breath, tiredness, to reduce stamina, to help recovery. And so, it is unusual. And I think it's raises, again, alarm bells to who was advising this young athlete.
It's a complete slap in the face to every single athlete who comes here and competes clean.
Former U.S. Olympic figure skater Adam Rippon told Reuters the decision by sport's highest court to allow her to compete after testing positive for trimetazidine, a banned angina drug, was unfair to other competitors.
This situation is super unfortunate, and it's also unprecedented that someone with a failed doping test is allowed to compete in the games.
An Olympic official said on Tuesday that Valieva argued her positive drug test was caused by a mix-up with her grandfather's heart medication. U.S. anti-doping head Tygart says that explanation doesn't add up.
If he had this drug, that doesn't mean it's going to jump from a closed container in a medicine cabinet into someone's urine at a level of 2.1 nanograms. So it raises serious questions and alarm bells to the legitimacy of the story, and it can't be one that's simply accepted because an athlete or a coach or a trainer or Olympic committee states that's what has caused this positive test. A lot more investigation and scrutiny of that story, it has to be done.
But a child did not get those drugs on her own. And I think that's something that we need to remember. And there's going to be these fairy tales about her grandfather did it or whatever. Well, you know what? That didn't happen.
The teenager tested positive at her national championships on December 25th, but the result was not revealed until February 8th, after she had already competed at the Beijing Games in the team event. While the Russian teenager was cleared by the Court of Arbitration for Sport to compete in the women's single event, CAS did not address the merits of her drug case, which now awaits a Russian anti-doping agency hearing that is not expected until well after the Winter Games end. Despite the scandal, Valieva dominated Tuesday's women's competition with an emotional performance that put her ahead in the hunt for a gold medal, even as Olympic officials said they would not award medals until the doping case is resolved.
This situation is super unfortunate, and it's also unprecedented that someone with a failed doping test is allowed to compete in the games. It's a complete slap in the face to every single athlete who comes here and competes clean. On the flip side of it, it is so heartbreaking that there's a 15-year-old girl in the center of this. It is so not fair to her, but the people around her completely failed her. That they find 3 different substances, one of them illegal, in her system, illegal in competition in her system. It just shows that, it really makes you think, and it makes you question everything that the ROC is doing here. It's insane that an asymptomatic COVID positive athlete isn't allowed to compete, but there are athletes here with positive drug tests. And again, a shame. This is a child. This is a child. We can, really sit back and watch this and go, this shouldn't be happening, but we should be looking at the people around her. That is child abuse. They are using the dream of a child as ammunition to pump them up with drugs. What is going on for Camilla right now is traumatizing. It is absolutely not fair, and it is crazy that a child is going through this right now. But a child did not get those drugs on her own. And I think that's something that we need to remember, that a child cannot get those drugs on her own. Someone gave them to her, and there's going to be these fairy tales about her grandfather did it or whatever. Well, you know what? That didn't happen.